Shalom, brothers and sisters and friends all around the world. I am sitting before you now a few hours before the holiest, most awesome day of the year, Yom Kippur. Against popular opinion, this is not a day at all to take a baseball bat to yourself. This is a day that it says in the most deepest of all our teachings and sources that the heavens open up with the most powerful possible force of rachamim, of compassion, of infinite ahavah, infinite love, and that rains down upon us. And because of that, what we want to do is that moment of infinite love, of compassion, then we want to go into the darkest parts within us, and in that surrounded by that love and compassion is finally release and heal and let go of all the baggage, all the clippers, all the negativity, our negative thoughts, beliefs, actions, desires, emotions. And this is a day of tremendous healing opportunity. More than that, it's a day that the mystics teach us that it is decided for us all the blessing, all the abundance, all the shefa, all the bracha, all the success, all the peace, all the breakthroughs, everything that will happen in the entire year is determined on this day. All the shefa and abundance that comes to us for the whole of the year is determined on this day. And it's determined based on our capacity to overcome our blocks and issues, own our mistakes and errors, and finally heal them and let them go. So it's an awesomely beautiful, powerful day, coming with an awesome, responsibility to actually really do the work. But the excitement is that everything, all the blessing that will come comes from this day. That's why the Imre Pinchas and other great spiritual masters teach us that Yom HaKippurim, Yom means the day, which all the influx for the whole of the year is determined on. That's why HaKippurim is numerical value 355, which is the numerical value of the word for year. So it's the day which contains the energy and the success for the entire year. That's a lot of opportunity and a lot of excitement. Now, here's the key thing I want to say to you, and I hope, God forbid, this does not come across as lame, and I'm saying this with all of my heart, and as clear-minded as I can be as I teach this and share this with you. One of the hardest things to get away with on Yom Kippur, as we're going through our tshuva, as we're going through the process of atonement, at-one-ment, repentance, returning, to identify what is not us and remembering what is truly us, and committing, as is the process of tshuva, to acknowledge and take ownership for our mistakes. Number one, to confess that, to speak that out in words, even to ourselves, even to Hashem. Number three is to regret that, to deeply regret that, to the degree you regret something and feel the pain that you did something or spoke something, is the degree where you're creating an energetic detachment, which is separating that from your das, from your consciousness. That creates a transformative effect, and Hashem allows it to be released and healed in response to what we've done ourselves. The fourth point is perhaps the hardest, the honest commitment to say to Hashem, but I'm never going to do this again. And let me tell you with a straight face, can you honestly say with a straight face to Hashem that you will never do that again? And the challenge is that we really don't know how to stop negative actions. We don't know how to ultimately stop that anger. We don't know how to ultimately stop that feeling of jealousy, or that problem of ego, or my addiction, or that website I keep checking out, or the way that I keep self-sabotaging my life, or I don't pray with enough kavanah, with intent. And I say, well, next time I'm going to pray with more intent. But the truth is, I don't even have the skill set. I don't even have the toolkit to know how to do that. And that's why I'm going to say what I'm going to say right now. And I'm afraid I'm going to sound like a new car salesman, an old car salesman, a used car salesman, I think is the term I'm looking for. As a rabbi for many years, teaching beautiful Torah wisdom from around the world, and having sat in many classes of wonderful rabbis and wonderful teachers, that the true fact that we have to acknowledge, and Torah says across the board, is information is not enough if we don't have transformation. And as much as I believe, I've also given wonderful classes on Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah and Tshuva, what I see is unless you teach people the real skill sets for inner transformation, then all our commitments on Yom Kippur kind of stop at that day, or last at best a couple of days later, until we enter back into the momentum and rush of life, and we find ourselves days later, weeks later, back to where we were before, even though we stood before the infinite with a full heart and soul and saying we were going to change. With that in mind, that's why we created the online program. And what I want to say to you, if you listen to this, is something I've never said before, and I don't know how many times I can get away with saying this, but I'm going to say it once, is I believe with all my heart that people have the capacity to radically shift their lives in Torah, in mitzvahs, and consciousness with the right information, with the right knowledge. I created the Elevation program because we have unbelievable wisdom within our tradition for transformation. That means it's not just enough to say on Yom Kippur, Hashem, I'm going to live with a munah that you're with me all my life and every day. You have to learn that as a skill set. How can I use my consciousness to, in a moment, directly experience divine light? And if you could at any given moment directly choose to, in a moment, experience divine light, then you wouldn't have that addictive problem. You wouldn't have that anger issue. You wouldn't be overcome by fear because you know what to do with that. If you say, I'm going to have attention, if you commit to Hashem on Yom Kippur, I'm going to have attention, kavanah, in prayer every single day. So it's not enough to say I'm going to do that. You need to know the skill set. How do I make concentration work? How do I overcome that fear that's filling my mind with noise when I go to pray? If you're going to say, I'm going to love and respect my wife, be more present with my children, I'm going to be more generous and compassionate and patient with my husband, it's one thing to say that to Hashem in words and belief, even with all your heart. It's another thing to deal with how to create inner patience, how to create inner resilience, how to calm your mind, how to make yourself more present, how to listen in a way that you're emotionally effective and not just trying to project your beliefs. Whatever you want to work on in the inner work of avodas Hashem, there are incredible skill sets within Torah that teach us how to do that practically. And when you stand before Yom Kippur, stand before Hashem on Yom Kippur this year, I want to empower you to say to Hashem in earnest that I'm going to commit to not doing this again, because I'm going to get the skill set. I'm going to commit to learning the skill set, the toolbox, all the incredible wisdom of our tradition that teaches me how to practically change. Now, we launched this online program coming up in 4 weeks now. I already have 100 messages from people, of the hundreds of people signed up, literally saying within a few classes, my prayer has already massively transformed. My emunah has transformed. I am much more patient. I am much more loving as a father, as a husband, as a wife, as a son, as a daughter. I have my memories increased. I feel physically more healthy. These things are within your power. I'm not promoting this because it's a program I made. I honestly would say with all my heart, I'll tell you right now, if there was a better Torah wisdom on the subject or better wisdom in the world, I would drop elevation and teach in a second, because what I've been looking for a long time is the most beautiful, powerful, truly effective skill set and tools to teach people to really give them the change that they want and the connection to Hashem that we all are most deeply seeking for. So here's the deal. Sorry for sounding like a used car salesman, but I'm going to say it right now, and even though the business-minded people in my organization may be annoyed by this, I want to give you the opportunity to give you the year you want to see. If anyone signs up for our mastery program in the next 24 hours up until Yom Kippur, then I personally promise you, if you do that for 1 month, it's a monthly subscription rate. If you do not think it's wonderful and fantastic, if it doesn't begin to change your life, if it doesn't give you new insight, new breakthroughs, doesn't give you new hope to what's possible, send me a personal email through the website, info@elevationproject.com. Address it to Daniel Katz and say you would like a refund. I will give you a refund in a second for the first 30 days. We can't afford to do this right now, but I commit to do that. If it's been so annoying and emotionally painful for you to sit through the classes and you hate it, I will personally add to that refund another $5 just for wasting your time, God forbid. I'm so confident that you will not send that email that I'm willing to put it on the line to offer that for my own personal money, which, in case you know me, I don't have so much of, because I want you to give yourself access to some of the most beautiful, powerful stuff out there right now that we've put out into the world, that I believe with all my heart, and all of the team believes with all our heart, and the hundreds of people that signed up for the program said within a few classes already saw the breakthroughs. I want you to know what is in your tradition. I want you to know what's possible. I don't want you to just pitch it to Hashem on the Yom Kippur. I want you to enter a life where you live the change that you want to see. And with that, I'm giving you the 24 hours up to Yom Kippur. I'll give you 30 days to appreciate it, to enjoy it, to fly with it. If you don't like it at all or want a refund for any reason, without any question, you'll send me that email. I will give that back to you. If you ask for a $5 bonus, I will give that to you. This is a profit scheme for you. Go wild with it. Are you ready? Please check out elevationproject.com right now. Sign up for the Mastery Program. I believe it will change your life. I hope that it will, and I'm here to support you through that process. Have a high and holy and wonderful Yom Kippur, and more than that, may you see tremendous healing, release, and tshuva, which brings and draws down tremendous abundance and light and goodness and breakthroughs and healing and peace and love and bracha and shef and hatzlacha for the whole of your year. Amen.